Now remember, Ukraine happened to be a very popular destination for students to go there and to pursue their higher education. So students from different parts of the world, in fact, were in Ukraine at a time when they were caught in the middle of the violence as soon as war broke out. Now, many of these students are coordinating with neighbouring embassies and they are trying to help cross over the borders, pretty much like India, that has now launched an evacuation operation to bring back the stranded Indian students from Ukraine. Now, as we speak, an Air India flight carrying about 240 Indian students, all of these young students beaming with smiles, had gone to Ukraine to pursue their higher education. The flight, of course, took off from Budapest and is now heading towards the Indira Gandhi International Airport to New Delhi. This is the third such flight under the Operation Ganga. The second flight from Romania's Bucharest landed in Delhi early in the morning, and about 250 Indian nationals were on board that flight as they were brought back home to their parents. All of these students had went to Ukraine to pursue their higher studies in different streams, many of them in medicine and also other technical and also in arts and sciences. Now, the Union Civil Aviation Minister and the Minister for State for External Affairs welcomed them at the airport as they landed here in Delhi. The first flight carrying Indians evacuated from Ukraine landed in the financial capital Mumbai on Saturday evening. The students were welcomed by the Union Minister Piyush Goyal at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport. The Air India plane, which had taken off from Bucharest, brought home about 219 Indian students who, remember, had been stranded in the middle of the war in Ukraine. Now, upon receiving the students at the airport, Piyush Goyal said that he was very, very glad to see the smiles on the happy, beaming faces of these young Indian students who had been brought back safely to their home.
Spoke to the Ukrainian president also and requested him to keep all Indians safe and secure, to provide safe passage to all your colleagues who are still there. And as you go back home, please reassure all your who are in Ukraine not to worry.
Now, under India's evacuation mission, an operation called Operation Ganga, another flight carrying Indian evacuees is also taken off from Bucharest. New Delhi has urged all Indian nationals to not move to any of the border posts without prior coordination with the Indian embassy officials. The latest statement says that the situation at many of these checkpoints is extremely sensitive. The Indian government, of course, is working very closely with Poland, Slovakia and Romania to ensure the safe passage of Indian students who are stranded in Ukraine. But according to officials, it is becoming increasingly difficult to help Indian nationals cross over the border to other nations from where they can be flown back home. Everyone has been advised to stay calm and use the limited supplies of food, water and medicines that they have at their disposal very wisely and judiciously. A vaccine certificate or a negative COVID report is mandatory to enter into India, but the government has decided to exempt those who are fleeing from the violence from Ukraine of these two requirements. The decision has, of course, been taken on humanitarian grounds. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.